Hey, hello guys, so welcome to this video. In this video we are going to learn about how we can set up our Ubuntu server or Linux server in Azure. Ubuntu is just a flavor of Linux servers, but you can launch other servers also if you need. Like if you are comfortable with Red Hat, you can launch that too. If you are comfortable with Ubuntu, then you can launch and you can use other flavors too, and the steps will remain going to same. So you just need to follow the same steps and you can launch the similar servers. So let's move to the portal and have a look how we can launch that server. So as similarly we do, like earlier we have launched our Windows server, now we have to launch Linux server, and we have two options. Like you can click on virtual machines in the left panel and you can find the add option, and here you can launch your servers. So you will find the different flavor like Windows Server, Red Hat, Ubuntu, SQL, whatever you want to use, you can use that and you can launch your required flavor. So here is the multiple options, like you can also use Kali Linux if you need, which is not available at least in AWS, that I know, and CentOS is also available in this Azure, but it is not available in AWS. However, those servers can be available via marketplace, so you can use, if you are using AWS, you can use marketplace and from there you can use those servers. So here is the SUSE server is also available. So what we can do, like I want to go for Ubuntu flavor, so I can use Ubuntu, or you can, if you want, you can also use Red Hat server as per your requirement. Then again there is other option which is on the top. You can click on create a new resource, and here you can choose from the popular options, or you can click on again to compute and you can choose your server's version. So here I want to create a Ubuntu server, so I just simply click on Ubuntu server 17.10, which is the latest version available in Azure for Ubuntu. So here I say this is Ubuntu, say web server, then the default options I can go with this. We have already discussed about these options, so I will choose SSD because due to the better performance. Then I'll choose my username, which I'll take it as again cloud learning. Then I will use here SSH public key. You can also use password if you want, or you can use SSH public key, which is more secured. So we will go with the option SSH public key. So here you need to provide a RSA key, so you need to generate that one if you need, or you can use puttygen tool to use that one. So to do that we have to have a look on puttygen tool, where we can launch our authentication SSH public key. So have a look on that. So here I have a key which is public key here, and I have saved it, and I also need a private key which I also saved. So I will show in another video how you can generate a public and private key and you can paste it here. So as I told that we will use public key here, but you have the option to use password also. So let's click on next. Subscription is free trial. You can choose other subscription if you have. Then you can create resource group, or if you have already a resource group you can use. So I'll choose here Noida, and this Noida resource group is in West US location. So I'll simply click on OK, and I am good to go to next option, which is called size. So here we will define what will be the size or what will be the configuration of our machine. So again, because we are using a free trial, I will try to keep the cost low, and therefore we will go for D2S V3 version, which will cost me approximately 5,753 rupees per month. And what I will get, two CPU here, 8 GB RAM, and 4 data disk of 16 GB. So total I will get approximately 64 GB disk, 4000 IOPS, and premium disk support also with load balancing. If you want to see the other options, you can choose that one, and you can choose your other servers if you want. So here we are. I have few other options like which can start from 3000 rupees, which is category of DSV2, and if I go further, I'm not able to find some lower option than this, so I will go for DS category here, where I have to pay approximately 3,400 rupees per month, and I will get here one CPU, 4 GB RAM, 3.5 GB RAM, 4 data disk, and approximately 28 GB disk hard disk, and the speed will be 3200 IOPS. So let me click on this and click on select and go to next. The other options, right now we are good to go with the default options, so I am using same options with no availability zone, the default network, and auto shutdown right now off. If you want, you can use those options, but I am right now happy to go with the default option. However, these options we have already discussed in detail in other video which you have already seen through, so you can have a look on that if you need any further information. Click on OK, and I am good to next, where I will find the summary and I can launch this machine. So here we are, and one more thing which I want to change here, let's click on settings, and in the inbound rule I would like to add my HTTP port. So if you go here, network security group, it will open another blade where you can set up your firewall rules, and right now you can see that only SSH port is allowed. But what I want to make this server as a website, so I will add another port here which is my HTTP port, because I want to load a website here. So I'll click here HTTP, and it will show 80 port, and priority will be 100, and port name is HTTP, and port to allow HTTP traffic, because by default all ports are blocked in inbound rules for Azure and AWS also. This is the same case, and that is the reason why we want to allow HTTP port. And similarly, what I'll do, I will add an outbound rule also. If you click here, add rules to allow or deny traffic originating from this virtual machine, and I want my HTTP traffic request will response, so I'll choose here HTTP outbound rule for my website. So I will make my Ubuntu server as a HTTP website, and I will host a customized website here. So I'll say OK, and here I am good to go. It says that inbound role HTTP is allowed, SSH is allowed, and HTTP since it is not added yet, so let me just add it again and click on OK, and it says rule HTTP cannot be added because there is already an existing rule with the name. So because it is already existing, you can use, So here it is HTTP and HTTP outbound. I'll just put the different name and click on OK, and we are now good to go. I have one outbound rule too. So click on OK. This is the only change I want to make here, and rest, backup and auto shutdown options I would like to go with by default, and I'll click on OK, and I click on next summary, and we are good to go to launch our machine. So please keep in mind that by default all inbound ports are blocked, and we need to create a separate, we need to add our ports if we want to allow any particular port. So by default it was allowing SSH port only, but because we need HTTP port to host our website and to get the response from this server for HTTP traffic, we have to add that HTTP port. So you can see in my console my server is getting ready, deployment request has been sent, and Azure is in the background right now working on this. You can click on this notification also, and you can check the status. Right now it says deployment is in progress, and you can see the other notifications which we have done. So right now if you see, I have 3000 rupees something balance left with me, and there are some updates like my virtual machine has been started, I stopped one virtual machine, and after that I have deploying my new Ubuntu server. Hey, hello guys. So here we are, my deployment is ready, and you can see I am finding such options once it got ready. But if I go to dashboard, you can see my status Ubuntu web server, and it is running. And here you can see that it is how simple it is to check your server's status or resources status, what is happening via your dashboard. So here I customize it, and now if I click on this, you will find some other options related to it. And right now you can see my resource group is Noida, which I set up, and it is set up basically in West US location. So my server got set up in West US location. Then I am using free trial subscription. Then my operating system is Linux, and my server name is Ubuntu. I can copy the public IP address if I want, and the other things like you can check your CPU network status. Right now in the left panel you can play with the other options which are available. It is similar to the other options which we have seen in Windows Server setup. So this is almost the same options, there is not much difference. So I will show you how we can connect this server in the next video. So thank you guys, I hope the scenario is clear and you understood how you can set up a Ubuntu server in your environment. If you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, please feel free to move to the next section if you have some time. Thank you.